Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and it's a great pleasure to be a part of this. It's a great pleasure to be a part of this. Thank you so much, Daya, for inviting me. I hope you can all hear me clearly and I'm not echoing or something.
Yes, yes, yes. Clearly, can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay, so today we'll be talking about skill development and bridging the skill gap through emerging technologies. I believe there are a lot of young people here, and yes, I'll just be sharing my thoughts around this topic. Okay, so I am Dami, and basically, I'm a UI UX designer and educator. Then I'm also the founder of TCKZone, which is an NGO that trains kids in technology. So we introduce kids to technology basically for free. So today's outline, we're talking about what emerging technologies are, the examples we have, and the skill gap that exists, how we can move forward, well, how we can bridge those gaps, how we can move forward. Then I'll be taking your questions. So in one of my interviews for TCKZone, I was asked a question like, what prompted me to start my organization? So this was my response. So I believe that we're being launched into the fourth industrial revolution, and this digitalization is definitely going to change how we look at jobs, or how jobs, the different jobs, and a new kind of jobs are going to exist in, let's say, 5 to 10 years time. So in another 10 years, like, nobody knows the kind of jobs that are going to be available thanks to technology. And some of these jobs, okay, we're familiar with them, but some of the ones we even know currently are going to become more digitalized and technology advanced. So since this case one was about kids, I said as kids grow up, more than like 60% of the jobs that we have today will probably not exist. And if we know that this is the case, like, why don't we prepare them to like take up this challenge? But this doesn't just apply to kids, it applies to every single one of us, both the youth, teenagers, adults, and everyone. We need to understand that technology is advancing and a lot of skills are being brought up, new skills that some of us have not even heard about, or some of us don't even have an idea what they are. So we're going to be talking about, okay, how these skills is actually going to affect how the jobs of the future will be, and how we can actually bridge that gap between, okay, the jobs that are available and the skill sets that we as individuals have. Okay, so I always like my um topics to be interactive. So I want us to chat, like everyone that's participating right now. I would like to see us chat in the chat section that, okay, I'm following. So I just want to see, and I'm following chats. If you know you're still here with us, just type in the chat box, I'm following. I believe everybody should still be able to chat even if we are muted. Okay. So yes, thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Martha. Okay, thank you, Adeyemi. All right. So yes, amazing. So what are emerging technologies? I know the word might be familiar to some of us, but some of us might not actually understand it. So emerging technologies are like those technologies whose development practical application or both are still largely unrealized. I know this is some big grammar, but I'm going to break it down. This is just like more of a standard definition. I'm going to work my way through like explaining it further to everybody so we really understand it. Okay, so emerging technology, as I said, are technologies whose development, practical applications, or both are still largely unrealized, such that they are figuratively emerging into prominence from a background of non-existence or obscurity. So what this simply means is that emerging technologies are technologies that are coming up. They are not fully defined, or their extents are not fully known, or their applications or how they can be used are not fully known or have not been fully actualized. But yes, they are coming up, and they are actually taking over gradually the sphere or the way we look at things, or the way we actually apply different things in our homes, the way we do things, the way we like behave on our normal day-to-day activities. So take for instance, well, we can just open up our phone if you're using an iPhone and just say, oh, hi Siri, or if you're using an Android phone, just say, hey Google, and just you say something like ask a question, and you have Google answering you or giving you results as soon as possible. That's like voice recognition. Google being able to recognize your voice and pick out each of the text in your voice to perform that action that you want it to do. That's the type of technology that is still advancing. You can also see an example of this Alexa box that you can put in your home and use it to control your light switch, turn on your TV, your water heater, all of these things. All of these things are technologies that are coming up. If you look back to like 10 years ago, they did not exist, but they are coming up gradually, and they're even beginning to take over how people do things. If you look at more technologically advanced countries, you see that most of them have all these softwares or these technologies already in use, and they are finding it like very exciting. So I'll just list a bunch of examples. So there's artificial intelligence, like we know. We also know the 5G network that's coming, Internet of Things, serverless computing, um, biometrics, you using your fingerprints to do things, your there's some doors now that you can open with your eyeballs or your face. Even some phones now you can unlock it with your face ID. So all these things are technology like that are coming up. They've not been fully actualized. That's why they are in this category. So we have things like virtual reality, augmented reality. We have things like blockchain. Blockchain. There are different types of coins existing right now. We all know different examples of them. So yeah, we also have things like 3D printing. We have robotics. We have drones. So all of these things, example of emerging technologies that are coming up. And it's funny how these different things are coming up, but a lot of people don't even still understand the fundamental technologies that already exist. Things like basic programming, basic web development, design. Like some people don't even understand that, and we're even moving from that into more advanced technology. So you see that there is actually a huge gap that needs to be closed. Like it's very, very huge, and it actually needs to be closed. Okay, so technology isn't the solution or the bullet solution to, like, let's say, skill gap or bridging this gap, but um it can help to narrow down the distance between the skills that some employers seek and the skills we as employees bring to the table. So for instance, new companies are coming up and okay, I need an AI developer, or I need a robotics engineer, or I need all of these things. Okay, they need these things because of the technology they're trying to build, but the skills that people have do not tally with what these individuals in these companies require. So you see that until we actually learn about these technologies, the basic ones now and the ones that are still coming up, then would have said, okay, we've narrowed the gap or the distance between these skills that employers seek and the ones we are bringing to the table. So a quick question. Um, I'm going to go back to my previous slide. So out of all of these things that I mentioned here, can any one of us like mention the ones we are familiar with and the ones we are not familiar with? So just mention about one that you know and one that you don't know about, like just you're just hearing of it for the first time. So for example, you can say, okay, I know about artificial intelligence, but I'm just hearing about serverless computing, something like that, just one single line. So I want us to like send in our responses in the chat, and if I continue. So let me know. Um, yeah, our chats. So I'm waiting for our chats. Okay. So just one single line, the one you know, and one you're just hearing about. Or okay, if you're not just hearing about anyone, just tell me one that you already know or you like have a brief knowledge about it. Are we still following? I'm not seeing our chat yet.
Jamila, we are following. Please go ahead. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. We are following.
Okay. Okay, while I wait for your chats to come in, I'll just go on.
Please, can you ask, hello, Jamila, can you ask the question again?
Okay, so the question was among this list of emerging technologies that I put out here, can we like state, okay, which one we know and which one is new to you, like you're just knowing about it? So I gave an example.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? I'm hearing you very clearly. Okay, people are already answering. So just tell me which of these emerging technologies you know and which one is new to you. So Pius said blockchain is new. Okay. Mata said biometrics is new. All right, that's very great to know. Okay, so Amide said none are new at all, but not sure about biometric. All right. Um, so Martha said she has heard about artificial intelligence before now. Amazing. So yes, it's very good that we are all aware of at least some of these emerging technologies. Okay, so now we're going to talk about this skill gap and how we can bridge it using these technologies. So advances in technologies are increasing the demand for new kind of jobs and for the prerequisites for these skills. So at least 133 million new roles are generated as a result of the new division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms may emerge globally by 2022, according to World Economic Forum. So by in 2020, so like in the next 2 years, 133 million new roles are going to be generated. So there would also be a strong demand for technical skills like programming, app development, along with skills that computers can't easily master, such as creative thinking, problem solving, and negotiation. So the point is that as new roles emerge and the skill requirements change, the size of the existing pool of skilled workers just isn't going to be enough to meet demand. It's not going to be enough to meet demand. So what can we actually do? So here are different things we can actually do. So there are several learning platforms such as Coursera, Udacity, Udemy, Trailhead, Pathfinder, and these platforms have promised that they're going to help businesses stay ahead of the digital disruptions by offering different courses in different areas of technology. So that's the thing. So we have all of these platforms readily available to us. So it's left for us to pick up each of them and pick a new skill and learn it. This way, you will be counting yourself out of the pool of those not ready for these technologies that are coming and into those skilled individuals that already have the skills necessary for all of these technologies. Take for instance, a new company is starting today, and what they are doing basically is robotics. They're building robots that can help create easier life for people with probably disorders or something of some sort. You picking a course on Coursera and learning about that thing, learning about robotics, for instance, gives you an edge. So when such a company puts up openings and says, "Oh, we're hiring," you can easily stand up and say, "Okay, I've learned this skill. Now I'm going to apply it in this company that has or wants to create a a product such as robots." So these are the different things we need to do. We need to pick up different courses and keep learning. There are different platforms, both physical platforms, both online platforms, that we can learn and learn all of these new skills. For me, as a UI UX designer, um take for instance, like 5 years, 10 years time, there was nobody actually had like a knowledge that okay, there will be a need for UI UX when you're building a product or when you're building an application or a website or something like that. But gradually the skill became open. So more people keep learning new skills to be able to find yourself like needed at different point in time. Even myself as a UI UX designer, I won't say, oh, I'm going to stop with the basic knowledge that I've gained. I keep learning, I keep taking new courses, because as technology advances, you as even a UI UX person, you need to also follow the trend. That the different design trends that come up every day, every new day, that you need to pick up and learn and understand, okay, this is how it works, this is how users solve these particular problems. So that's it. Your ability to learn new things, pick up new skills, especially in technology, would help bridge this particular gap. But one more thing, I understand that not everybody has access to internet facilities, computers that would enable learn these new skills. But if we really want to bridge this gap and strengthen the entire community, we need to ensure that everyone has the ability to participate. So companies like 720 Degree Up and every other like Up out there, different companies, you need to come together to ensure that everyone has access to these learning resources. So from internet service providers reducing cost of data to online or physical learning platforms giving out some of these courses for free, or to hubs providing their space to say, okay, come and intern with us, you can learn all of these new skills, and you have a space, you have data. Okay, if you don't have a laptop, we can provide you a laptop. So yes, those are the different things that would encourage individuals to actually learn all of these new skills. So I think I've come to the end of my talk. uh yeah, so I don't know if you have questions, or if there is any parts that you did not understand and you want me to go back to re-explain or explain. Yeah, so questions. So I believe we should have questions like, okay, what some of these skills. Okay, I already mentioned how we can learn it. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hi, I'm hearing you.
All right, all right. I've told people that have questions to start bringing in their questions. A lot of things are really centered on the marketing technologies because a lot of people want to know what they want to do as regards the marketing technology and how they can build that in the marketing technologies. So I have asked people to begin to bring up their questions in the chat box so that we can be able to talk about it. And ask a question when we were talking. One of the participants asked a question and he said it's new to blockchain. It's new to blockchain. Can you please do a brief explanation on blockchain, please? Hello? Can you hear me?
All right, so yes, I can hear you very clearly. So I'm just going to go back. Okay.
Like I said the participants want to know more about blockchain.
Yeah. Okay. So for blockchain technology, so where we have things like coin mining. So okay, I'm going to give a more so things companies now are um exploring different ways where you can manage different transactions online or across the internet without having to use physical cash, or go to the bank and use your physical naira or dollars or normal currency that we all know. So there are a lot of companies operating now that they don't even deal with this normal currency you and I know, but they do, and they manage all of their transactions all across the internet. They can easily buy and sell and make some money using digital currencies. So blockchain, it came from how do I explain this now? So yes, there are different coins that already exist. We all know Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some other coins. I'm also familiar with it. But yes, yeah, there are different individuals learning about this technology and creating platforms in which these coins can keep being mined into smaller bits and distributed carefully across different individuals that need them, and being able to use those things as a particular means of transaction on the internet. So blockchain is very broad. So if you want to learn about it, so first off, Google is your very, very good friend. So simply type in blockchain on Google, you get a lot of resources and even some courses you can check out on all of these like sites that I mentioned. Yes, so I don't know if
Thank
that
you very
answered
much.
question.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, I quite agree with you because in the way the world is moving now, there will be a time when we are going to be transacting all our transactions will be based on the blockchain technology. And even those who are not professionally going into blockchain technology should also learn to know about it so that it will make life very easy and convenient for them. Thank you very much, Damilola. We do not have any other question again, but we are going to make sure that a subsequent question, we are going to find a way of attending to it and answering the participant. On this note, I want to say a big thank you to you. Thank you for taking your time to celebrate that 720-degree innovation. It's our first anniversary. We are so excited about it, and we are happy that in the last 12 months we are doing something, and a lot of stakeholders, even in tech, in Nigeria, and even in our own part here, are also getting excited about the little contribution we are making. On this note, I want to say a big thank you to you, Oluwadamilola Shoyombo. Thank you for taking your time and hand, and thank you for all that you are doing in tech to make it a better place for people to live in the world, and also for those you are doing for this. It's really, really amazing, I must say. And many people are, the part that makes me very excited about it is that most of what you are doing it because of your passion and your interest for these young people to make life, to make a well-being, to live a well-being life. Thank you very much. And on this note, on behalf of all the team at 720-degree Innovation Hub, I say a very big thank you to you.
Yeah,
Now,
thank
before
you.
you go, I want us to give you I want us to give you a wonderful clap too for that which you are doing, and then for that those are going to do in the future as well. So can everybody here give her a clap?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you.